Hey, we are live here. Thanks for joining. Let me get this stuff set up here. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? Oh boy, Fox in the background going to town. Well, just look away. All right. We got some mayhem in store for you today because if you've been following along, we have been modifying the vanilla Minecraft packs. We have there's an indication. I don't know if you saw that, but there is a indication. One of the things is the amount of chickens is something we have interfered with. Um, the creeper is something we have interfered with, and I think we're going to stick to our word of messing with the creepers some more. So I think we're going to be doing that. Let's see here. What else we have? Okay, this error message we're getting up here, we should fix that real quick. It's basically saying that we made the pig fly, like summon the pig. We made the pigs fly, but they also have a walking navigation component. So why don't we go ahead and, oh, that's another thing we did. Look at what the pigs drop. Look at all that colorful concrete. Very cool. So if you haven't already, make sure you check the previous videos where we talk about how to get to the add-ons, how to get your environment set up, all the links, the web links you're going to need to have, the shortcuts you're going to need to have in your file manager, file explorer, and those are the important setup pieces that you need, the software, everything like that. So make sure you watch the videos from the beginning to get all the way through. Now, what we're doing here is what I'm calling this the Franken world, because this is not the best way to do this, but it's a good way for us to get in and mess around with vanilla Minecraft very quickly. So if you stay tuned, on Friday, we're going to be starting from scratch. Cool. Thanks, Mama Bell. Cool. She checked out the video on demands. So awesome. So with the resource pack, with the way we're doing this, we're taking the vanilla packs, we're bringing them into the world, and then we're tweaking them. And just not the standard way to do it. But on Friday morning is we're going to kick off the process of you being able to build a custom entity from scratch. And I wanted you to get familiar with how we're tweaking and messing around with entities, behaviors, resources, and all that stuff. So you know where everything is, and you know how to have some success getting things working. Because it's always nice to have like an idea of like, okay, good, I know it works, and I'm going to build on top of that. And so that's kind of what we're doing today is like, okay, good. Like we came up with this idea, we made the change, we tested it out, it works. Because when we start from scratch, we might run into all kinds of errors and might wonder, like, is this even possible? Am I even doing the right thing? But once you know it's possible, you know what you have to do. It's just a matter of getting from the starting point to the destination, and, you know, invite whatever challenges come your way in that process. So what we're going to do is kind of assume that you've been with us previously and have an idea of what's going on. We haven't done anything with the resource pack yet. So what I did, resource pack has a ton of files in it, which just adds to the appreciation for people that create like these full resource packs. The amount of graphics that they have to change is just amazing. So all those files are big. I copied it in advance so we wouldn't have to worry about that. So we're going to go into this folder. And now remember, this is our Franken pack. We're gonna grab all the vanilla stuff and pack it up and see if we can add it to our world, which again is the total wrong thing to do in a production environment. But if we can get this to work, then we have access to change all vanilla stuff right away. So first thing we do is, I think all we have to change is the manifest, so I'm not going to open up the folder just yet. So I'm going to double click, or I'll right click and say open with code. Brings me into Visual Studio Code. And for loading with Cleverlike. Yeesh. Okay, and then the name we call this Frankenpack resource pack. Now I show you how to download Visual Studio Code and how to replace the UUIDs with a little extension there. So if you are baffled by my magic, you'll have to go watch those videos to figure out how to do that. And then we'll just call this Frankenpack RP. Okay, I'm going to save that. So I had to change the two UUIDs, these universally unique identifiers, which need to be different for every single thing you do. And they have to be different from what other people do. That's the most important thing. So things don't get confused. Once we create our version, our ID, we can carry that forward by changing version numbers. But we need to first make sure we have our own ID so we don't get an error. Okay, so I saved that. And now if I go into the file, now in order to make this pack that we can install into Minecraft, what I need to do is I need to zip all this stuff up. And it's so cringy to do this because it's not the right thing to do, but it just makes life so much easier to mess around with. So I'm selecting the contents of this folder. I'm not going into here and then right-clicking this folder and zipping it up. That's not going to work. You need to go into the pack where you could see the manifest and then select everything. And I'm going to right-click. I'm going to say send to compressed zip folder. Like I said, there's a lot of files. Awesome. How's everybody doing? So questions along the way. This is not scripted. This is the beauty of a live stream. Like I'm going to wing it. I'm going to show you kind of the process of curiosity and exploring and testing and figuring things out. Maybe we'll fail a few places. Got your bourbon ready? Okay. I mean, it's adult friendly, you know, so you could bring your bourbon. It's good. I'm glad to know that I have you here to help me out. So that's great. We got some great minds on the stream as well. So some people got my back. That's good news. Okay, so it's done. I'm going to say we call it Frankenpack. And now we change the extension. Vivi, good to see you again. Two streams in one day. Awesome. Hopefully we can just blow your mind with all the stuff we're doing today. Thank you. Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for being here. This is going to be a lot of fun. So I call this frankenpack.mcpack. It's actually a zip file. Like all these things are just zip files in disguise. So changing the file extension just makes Minecraft know, like, hey, this is for me. It'll open it up, unzip it, look at the manifest, import that in with all the files. So as a matter of fact, what we're going to do is again, you should have bookmarked this in your quick access. You'll learn that from the first video. And I could see my behavior packs. I have my modded vanilla pack, which is what we did last time. And then I have my resource packs. The NVIDIA, I got the RTX. I bought myself a new computer. I got the RTX video card, so I've been messing with the RTX resource packs. Fun stuff. Love that. It's so gorgeous. Okay, so we can see nothing here so far. Let's see if we can go back to our resource pack that we created. I'm going to go up one folder. We did it in the copy. And I'm just going to double click Frankenpack and hope for the best. Does it work? Success. Frankenpack RP successfully imported. All right, so we're going to. What's up, Chips? PE Chips. All right, so we have successfully imported our pack. Now, to kind of dig into what's happening behind the scenes, we go back to our com.mojang, And now I go into my resource packs folder. So just pay attention to, so I'm in the com.mojang folder. You could see behavior packs, development, behavior, and resource packs, Minecraft worlds, which is where our worlds get saved. And then you have the resource packs folder. So what happened is this MC pack got loaded in to like our resource pack inventory inside of Minecraft. It didn't get installed into any world yet because we haven't added it to any world yet. But you could see here, it is now in the Minecraft resource pack catalog, we'll call it. Okay, so now we go to our Franken world, and whenever you go to edit your worlds, you'll see the behavior and resource pack options available. So I'll click on resource packs, my packs, Frankenpack RP for coding with Cleverlike, 82 megs. Why not? Let's edit. Okay, and now we could say play. I'm just really checking to see if I'm doing anything that's going to crash the game, first of all, by including all the vanilla stuff again. While that's loading, the reason we don't include all of the vanilla stuff is, first of all, you can't publish anything on the marketplace that does that. And second of all, you can have multiple packs installed at once, and they execute or get implemented in order. So if your pack is sitting on top of a bunch of other packs, you're going to overwrite any custom stuff with your vanilla content. So again, on Friday, we're going to start the process of you building your own content from scratch, which would make it Minecraft Marketplace friendly, and also be your own new entity, not having to change anything inside the vanilla game. So we'll start that Friday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Okay. It worked. So that's cool. All right. Let's give Minecraft a hand for handling that. Okay. So this is like a double scoop vanilla sundae right here. We got the 2 scoops of vanilla right here. Okay. So what happened now is if I go into my Minecraft worlds folder, these are all the worlds that I have saved. So you go to play, you mentioned the word bedrock in your Twitch title. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mama Bell. Appreciate that. Yes. It was quite quick. It was quite quick. Your comment. Thank you so much. That's a good idea. The way you word things is important, and of course we want more people to see this stuff. All right. So what I do is I sort in order by date modified with the arrow pointing down. So it's in the most recent world is going to be on top. That's the one we just saved. So we're going to go into that. And we're going to go into resource packs. And there's our Franken pack. So you see like the Franken pack started kind of on our local drive. We zipped it up, installed it into Minecraft, and it got into the Minecraft library. And then we added it to our world. So it took a copy of that and put it into our world. And so now it's like, this is where the development iteration process gets a little confusing and could be troublesome. So here's the tip. What I want you to do is click on the Frankenpack folder, and I'm going to Control-C to copy it. And I go back to my com.mojang, and I go to Development Resource Packs, and then I'm going to paste that pack. So what's happening now is I'm telling Minecraft it's using that UUID as a match. So it's gonna load our world and say, oh, it needs this behavior pack with this UUID. And it's gonna say, first, let me see if there's a version of that in the development folder. If there is, then pick that one as the priority. So what's super cool there is that now, no matter what world uses that pack, Minecraft is going to check and use the development resource pack every single time. So we can do all of our iteration very quickly by changing that folder instead of like what you would normally have to do is like if you were going to go back to the beginning and do this process all over, you go to the world, edit it, okay, no good. Then you have to remove the behavior pack, the resource pack, and then you have to delete it from Minecraft, and you have to reinstall it and re-add it. Like it's a nightmare. So this will make it very quick. And so what we're going to do now that we put that in there, I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to say open with code. I'm right clicking on the folder. What's cool there is that it's bringing the entire folder and all of its contents into my code window so I could see the file list. And now we have basically all of our resource pack at our fingertips. This is fun. If anybody has any questions along the way, let me know. This is where it's going to start getting pretty good here. So VS Code, yeah. You know, I started my original set of tutorials. I picked Visual Studio Code, which was really early in the Visual Studio Code days, and honestly, I picked it because it was a Microsoft product, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna pick a product that Microsoft created, and yeah, we got Jagarbov here making another person having our back. So, but yeah, so I picked Visual Studio Code in my first tutorials for that reason, but it's turned out to be a really well developed tool, and if you use Notepad++, or I remember Sublime was a popular one, but Visual Studio Code, great tool. So that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to we're going to start with the entity here. There's lots of stuff in the resource pack, but we're going to look at the entity and how it's all connected. So the first folder we're going to start with is entity. And you could see here, we brought in all the vanilla stuff, right? So I'm going to click on Creeper. And we have you seen new create commands? Ooh, okay. No. So the Creeper has so think of this as it's kind of like a manifest or an inventory for your entity. It's going to have what models it uses, what the textures are, what the animations are, the animation controllers, all of the details that hold this entity together are centered in this file. Okay, so that's super important because it gets confusing. There's lots of folders now. So I could just imagine, it used to be a real pain when we had to customize existing vanilla entities. We had to do this as our only way to make add-ons, and we're like, we want more control. We want to be able to make our own entities. You just add that to the game. And then so I could just imagine the Minecraft developers were like, you want it, you got it, mister. So the level of complexity that goes into this is pretty significant. So the amount of I know when this got added, when animation got added, same with particles, there's sine and cosine. People start to see these math equations. They're like, what? They get super scared of it. But thankfully, Giannis created Blockbench to make everything nice and drag and drop for us, so we didn't have to manually code all these things. So we're going to be using Blockbench for a number of things today. It's a free tool, and you can get it at blockbench.net. So make sure you get that. If you haven't, you probably would already have it if you saw the first video. All right. So in this case, we're looking at the Creeper, and geometry is the model, is the shape, the cubes, and then texture is obviously the graphics that fit on those cubes. So we have geometry Creeper 1.8. What's this? Creeper charged. Which is the better one to use, guys? I don't know. Version 1.8 minimum engine. Version 1.8. Yes, you can create new entities from scratch. It's true. And it is mind-blowing what you can do. It's actually super amazing. Maybe on Friday I'll show you some demos of stuff that we've created to kick that one off. But it's absolutely astounding. Okay, so let's go. Let's mess with this one and see if it's the right one. If not, we'll go mess with the other one. I don't like that it says 1.8. I'm feeling like this is the one to go with. Yo, Mr. Isaacs, the man who broke Twitter with his news, working for Epic Games. What a stud. We're so proud of you, dude. It's so awesome. Thanks for joining us today. If it has, okay, so Jig says, if it has the version 1, then it isn't that. If it has the version 2, then it is that. What is that? What? Which one should I use? Which one should I use? Okay, I see version 2. Got you. Okay. If it has version 2, then it is. If it has version 1, then it isn't. I got you. Translation. So I'm going to use this one. So Donkey version 2 is the latest, but Creeper version 1 isn't. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Jigarbob for the save here. So we're going to mess with Geometry Creeper version 1.8. So we'll do this real quick. We'll say open model, and then we're going to go into this here. Remember, our development resource pack is where we're going. And now I want to go into the models. So entity is where all the inventory of the entity is saved, and then I'm going to go into the models. Yeah, the mobs.json, that used to be like every single entity was in the mobs.json in the past, but now they're all separate, which is cool. Creeper, so we have Creeper Geo, probably the correct one. Creeper V 1.8. Well, I appreciate you, Jig, sticking your neck out to help me out here. So if we make any mistakes, it's on me. So I appreciate you being here. All right, so let's go back in here and resource pack, Franken, and then models, entity. Like I told you, this is not scripted stuff here. All right, so let's just pick the regular Creeper, import. Oh, and it's like, what texture would you like? So I'll import that texture. So how cool is this? Blockbench is showing us the Creeper already ready. How about that? So now for the sake of it, we have the entity model, which is the shape, and then we have the texture, which is the graphics. So for quick test, let's go to Paint, and let's we can do the traditional headband here. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that texture into the development pack. And maybe you guys know better, like if there's a way to load resource pack content without restarting the game. But it's been kind of, I know like some of the development versions will kind of reload resources in game, but I don't know if that command's in vanilla Bedrock. So I am reloading. The idea here, I think, is that the resource packs have files that need to get loaded. Otherwise, it'll kind of stick to some of the old cached versions. So best way is put a development resource, but then you just need to close the world and open. Awesome. Thanks, Jig. So the nice thing is he's saying putting it in the development pack world will automatically kind of refresh the cache every time. I like that. We're in creative mode. That's good. Give us, no, I'm just going to summon. Hey, look at that. We're hacking. We're hacking it. What's up, dude? You out for a jog? Here, you need a feather? Which way you gonna run? I would join you, but that's not my thing. I sit in a chair all day, and that works for me. But I admire your attitude here. I'm not going to show you what we did to the Creeper with regard to behavior pack, because that would destroy the whole world. Hello. All right. So let's, that's awesome. I'm excited for that. So now let's change the model. Steve wants me to run. I should exercise and run, but it's just not the thing in my body. No, my body doesn't do that. Running. It's something about my mental ability is actually the thing that doesn't work. I can just negotiate myself out of it so quickly. I can not really get far with the running. So there's probably some deeper issues there. But anyway, I think you should definitely try to find ways to exercise and stay healthy because, we care about you. Okay, so let's see if we can add something new to the creeper. To the creeper's head, we're going to. Let's see here. I'm in Paint. I need to go to Edit. Okay. Is it not in that folder? Yeah, it is already in that folder. So since I am working with the development resource pack folder, the next change we make, we won't close the entire program, and we'll see if in fact it's kind of working as promised by the man himself. Okay, cool. So we have, I can add a cube and grab these handles here. I'll have to do a block bench tutorial at some point. There are some good ones out there. I don't know if you guys have seen Arts by Kev, but Arts by Kev, he's just doing some of the greatest tutorials lately. Really delighted to see that. Okay, so I'm just making this a little bigger. And then maybe I'll move it up a little bit. Like I said, I don't really have a plan. Okay, so there we go. Now you can see here, this texture, I don't have enough room to create this new block that I'm creating. There just is no place for it. So actually what I'm going to do, oh darn, it doesn't line up. Ding dang. Dingity dangity. So it's a 32 by 64. So we could do 64 by 64 on this image. I'm not sure how Blockbench is going to like me doing that. Yeah, I was worried about that. Okay, so I'm gonna close this. I'll delete that. Go into here. We're gonna go find the creeper texture again in the resource pack. So that's in textures, and it's in entity, and it's in creeper, and there it is. Okay. All right. I'm going to close this project. I'm going into Photoshop. File, open. Yeah. Yeah, it's way better than Paint. Okay, so I am going to resource pack, Frankenpack, textures, entity, creeper. Open up this creeper pack. I am going to go to image. I'm going to change canvas size, put it up at the top, change it to 64. So I'm making the height 64 with current content anchored to the top. So our extra space will be on the bottom, and then say OK. And there we go. We have that extra space. I'm just going to see if I can just save that. Boom. OK. Quick little work there in Photoshop. Highly recommend it. There is a program called GIMP. That's a free program. Anybody have any other free software that they use or recommend for graphics? Go ahead and throw it in the chat and share. This is a great collaboration going on here as well. So it's awesome that we're all together. We're all hacking together here. Okay, so I am now opening the model. We're going back to the resource pack. You use GIMP, huh? You use cheapskate. You cheapskate. Yeah, or Blockbench. GIMP is solid. Yeah, it's so like I've been using Photoshop for so long. I get frustrated with GIMP because I can't find some of the commands. So it definitely, like if you're learning from scratch, the GIMP is a good thing. If you're going to go into like a creative industry where you might be forced to use Photoshop, you might want to, because you're sharing content with other people, you might want to consider learning that. Okay, I can't talk and do and click at the same time. So we're going to entity. We're opening up this creeper again. Import this. Okay. Oh, we jacked it up real good now. We jacked it up. Okay, that's all right. That's okay. Weird. Look at that. Look at that. What's up, Jordan? Yeah, Mama Bell likes that. Nice. So this is quite interesting. We had it 64 by 64. We imported the image of 64 by 64. Well, there we go. That's better. Oh, I bet the model, yeah, the model was built for a different resolution. So I when I changed that, which was imported from the model definition, quick explanation there, going into the code. So going into the model entity creeper, you could see here our texture height and texture width. Even though my I changed it to 64 by 64, it got changed. It got pulled in from this file as 32, which kind of screwed things up. I'm going to kind of leave that alone and see if we could save over top of it and see how that goes. Where are we? Back to the editing, adding a head cube. Boom, boom. Okay. I just double clicked to toggle between the moving and the scaling. So grabbing the different handles to scale. And now you could see this gray box is my UV mapping for the cube that I have selected. And so as I move it, you could see, you can almost get an idea how animation works, but you could see that it's moving to a different area. So I'm going to move it to an empty area, and I'm going to now go to Paint, and let's go to let's just go here and give the creeper let's give the creeper a halo. Innocent little jogging creeper. Okay. You could see that there's the grid there, but that should show up as transparent. And this is a PNG file. PNG files support alpha channel or transparency, so you'll be able to see through these parts. If you ever work with JPEG, like if you're not familiar with the JPEG format, that does not support transparency. So in the things you do in the world, if they need to have transparency, you'll need something that supports alpha. A PNG is a good one. Back in my day, it was the animated GIF. It was the GIF files. I don't call it GIF files. I call it the GIF files, which are still fun today, but PNGs are better. Anyway, I'm going to save the texture, and I'm going to save the model because now we've changed things. So let's see, Mama Bell. She's picking up what I'm putting down there. JPEG is slower to render than PNG too. Well, JPEG is a lossy compression, which allows you to set the detail level, and it could kind of fudge the detail. PNG is a lossless, which means every pixel and color is going to be accounted for. So those files will tend to be larger. So it kind of depends. If you're talking about time and speed, if you do a low quality JPEG, should load faster than an equivalent PNG because there's just more data. What the heck am I doing? Saving the model. Okay, we're going resource packs, Frankenpack, models, entity, creeper. I probably could just save project, but I didn't want to do that. Creeper Geo, JSON. You want to replace it? Yes. Okay. So back into the world. See what happens. If it doesn't load, we have to still fix that behavior problem. So we have a failure. What we have here is a failure to transparency. So it's an interesting observation, right? Look at this guy. Dude, what happened here? What happened to your back? Are you feeling any pain in your back? Okay, so it's not transparent. So we'll investigate that. The hint there is that the creeper naturally doesn't have any parts that are transparent. Yes, Jig. Yes. Another score, another point for the Jig. You know we were putting it all on you, and I'll take all the credit. No. Good work there. Okay, so a couple things. I'm going to quit that. First of all, I want to fix that error, the pig error from the last session. So we gave the pig the ghast behavior. Ding dang. Okay, I'm going to just open that file. I'm going to go hunt down that file and open it up instead of opening up that folder. And so it's complaining that I can't fly and walk. Like, telling me what I'm supposed to be here as a pig. So we like the pigs flying. That's fun. So I'm going to search walk, navigation walk, and I'm going to eliminate you from the opening quote to the curly brace and the comma. That's nice and clean. No errors. Does walk exist? No more results. Save. So we fixed that error message from last session. Let's go back to Blockbench. What's with your back, bro? Oh, shoot. Okay. I don't know if anybody watched my early. I've done some Blockbench videos in the past, early on, and we were editing something, and I wanted to see like the hidden part where the body is blocking. So it clicked on the eye. I'm like, okay, so click on this to hide the body, and hide the body became a pretty funny quote because that could imply other things. Hide the body. All right, so we're going to edit now. We have this weird empty transparent gap. I click on the cube. I go up. You see my UV mapping is kind of offset. So I'm just going to grab it and drag it over. Boom. And we should be fixed there. So now we have no more black patch on the back. Give him a patch on the back. Okay. We're taking so much time. We might have to I might have to sneak in another one of these streams before we get to Friday. So I think we're good to go there. So if I save, will that work? Yeah, cool. I just did Control S to save. All right, so now we can just do a quick look. All right. How's your back, bro? Yeah, you good? Are you gooch? Yeah, he's gooch. It's looking good. Great. Yeah. So just keep jogging. Take care of yourself. Don't jog on that hard pavement, though. Good. Okay. Good stride. Looking good. All right. Awesome. So let's see here. I'm amusing myself. Sorry. Okay. We're going to go back to the code. What entity uses transparency? Does anybody have an idea of an entity that uses transparency in its presentation? I'll give you a second. Thank you. I'm so glad you appreciate my amusement. So the question, all right, we're going to go have a peek at this. It's going to be in our render controller. Slime, yeah, that is an actual really good one. The slime is like translucent. That's that's slippery. Slime is a slippery subject right there. Yeah, I agree. The chicken legs, that's kind of why I opened up the chicken, but the slime. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to look at the render controllers. You can see here, just for reference, we have controllers render slime, and then for the chicken legs, magma cube. Yeah. Okay, chicken. You see how the chicken legs have a material? Yeah, that's good to know. Jig, do you use like chicken legs, or you'd use the entity alpha test? All right, we're going to go to the render controllers folder now. This is oh yeah, look at that material legs. What do I mean by hacking resource packs? This is Bedrock add-ons. We are taking the vanilla packs and we're turning them upside down and round, showing how you would get to the point where you can create your own entities inside of Minecraft. Interesting. Where is our, or is it not, is it a separate material that's not really listed? So I'm going to go into edit and I'm going to search, find in files, alpha test, player. Interesting. So you see the material. So I kind of just did a little quick cheat here. The materials, if I go to entity alpha test, which happens to be in player, and we're going to go back to our, that's in materials, which is in the entity folder, all of our inventory for our creeper, materials, right here. Default is creeper. We're going to change that to entity alpha test, save. Is this going to work? Is this going to work? Franken world? Frank? Is that you? Look at that angel, my sweet, sweet angel. Wouldn't hurt a fly, right? Well, let's go into survival mode and see. In mode 0. Oh. Yeah. There's a pig flying. This is kind of the last time we went into game mode 0 was that time there. So, oh, yep. Look at these pigs flying over here. All right, cool. So it worked. We got our customized model. We have our we have our customized texture, and we even changed the material. That entity alpha test. So the interesting thing about materials is the kind of like when they're rendering, it'll tell the game engine like how to treat that material. And so by going entity alpha test or like chicken legs, those respect transparency. And the reason why like they're only used in the chicken legs is because it's going to add a little more. It's going to a little more weight to the burden on the game engine. So you want to use transparency as sparingly as possible. So I think that's why they only put it on the chicken leg instead of just throwing the whole definition on the entire body. Somebody can. When did I start learning Bedrock code? Day one. I used to have a Minecraft club, and all the kids would play Java together every Tuesday for 5 years. And when Microsoft bought Mojang, I said, I made an announcement to the kids. I said, oh, there's like 15 kids in the room playing Minecraft, doing their thing. I'm like, kids, listen, did you hear? Because, at the time, everybody was like, Minecraft, they're going to take it and they're going to ruin everything. Microsoft is going to ruin everything, And so I'm like, hey, kids, what do you think of Microsoft buying Minecraft? And they're like, they just totally, they didn't care. It didn't matter to them. And Microsoft has honored that and kept giving them Minecraft. So basically, I knew from that club how many people had to go to Geek Squad to get the viruses off their computer because kids wanted to install Java mods. In my mind, I knew something better had to happen, and Microsoft will have to make that happen. And the day they announced add-ons, I said, that's it. 100% of my effort switched to add-ons. And my first add-on video series was done very early on in the process. And the realms of Bedrock is getting better. Yeah, it was a little touch and go there in the early days of the realms with all these add-ons and stuff. So cool. So yeah, that's kind of like how I got started. Just got into that, a lot of trial and error. Thankfully, I had some friends I had a co-working business, and I had some friends that were curious, and so we would just pound our heads against the table together, trying to figure stuff out and celebrate every little victory we had. But it was fun times. Thank you. So thankful for the creators. Okay, so what are we going to do next? We have, okay, I did want to get into telling you about, so we tweaked textures, we tweaked the model. We messed a little bit with the materials. Let's look at the sounds. What should we do about sounds? Should we, let's make a, I wonder if we could make, okay, so first of all, sounds are the actual sound files. So I do have Audition, and we could record a sound and put it into the game. But first, let's do baby steps. You have the sounds folder. In that folder, we have, I'm going to shrink that up. We have sound definitions and music definitions. So this is where all of your stuff is defined. So you have sounds, which is the actual sound files, and then you have the sound definitions, which would be kind of like defining like what event in the game triggers that sound. And you could see when you have multiple sounds, that is allowing it to play randomly. So when you hear like a zombies making different noises outside or whatever, it's because those zombies have multiple different sounds that are all put in a list. And when it goes to play one of the zombie sounds, it picks one of those from the list. So you can make the zombie always say the same thing by only making it one sound, or you can also vary things. What's the I'm trying to get T explode. I don't know. So I'm laughing because I'm thinking of so sound explode. So if you say ambient weather, lightning impact, let's go to some more. There's 696 explodes. Yeah, so right. Well, there's 14 explodes. Sorry. Cauldron explode. Random explode. Okay, so random dot explode. So we're going to go into the game, and we're going to say play sound. Oh, that's a new command. Sound random dot explode, and we'll play it at all players. You hear that? So if we did it again, different sound, because it's going through these sounds here, right? So we have 4 different sounds, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can see load on low memory true. Looks like maybe random, like explode 1 might be like the guaranteed always definite one, and the other ones would be shed if there was memory limitations. Okay, so we're going to remember random dot explode, and we're going to go to chicken, right? So chicken has sound chicken hurt. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to random dot explode. Hey, Marco. We are about to make explosions sound like a screeching chicken. That was what I decided. Where is that? Oh, there, down the bottom. So I'm gonna just eliminate all these other things here from. Oh, I almost made a mistake. The good thing you guys caught me. I don't want to get rid of sounds. I want to get rid of the list of sounds and only stick with one of them. And I want it to go to the chicken. Okay. So the hurt chicken sound should be tied to random not explode now. So every online clash, look. Oh gosh. I know. I immediately fall straight into blowing things up, and fart noises are just this far away. Just every bit of effort I have is holding me back from doing that. So let's go to play sounds. Random arrow and random dot explode. Hear that? Okay, so the explosion is now tied to that. Oh, back to work for you. Okay, thanks for joining. Yeah, but definitely catch the video on demand. We'll see if we actually delve into the depths of inappropriate sounds. We'll keep it student friendly though, regardless. Okay, so let's see. That was cool. We wired that up. Friday. So Friday is definitely on, but I might squeeze in another one if I feel like we didn't get to enough here. I might just kind of spontaneously squeeze in one little more to hack this a little further. I'm trying to create enough familiarity with all the things you can do before I throw custom entities at you. But custom entities from scratch starting Friday at 9. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. The texts is interesting because that's all the language translation. So, if you wanted to change something with the chicken, the entity chicken name, bird, change that to bird, then it would become a different name. See a Jig? Or, oh no, Jig maybe saying bye to everyone else. Don't leave me, Jig. Don't leave me. I mean, if you have to get back to work, I understand, but seriously. Item name, raw chicken. We can call that, raw bird. Bird. Doot, doot. Spawn egg. Spawn bird. Okay, so save that. Go back in here. There's some really cool translation things you could do with signs and different languages and stuff like that, where you can dynamically make your application change based on the language that you're using. That's not something we're going to get into in this. But if I go to, oh, there you go, raw bird. See that? Yum, raw bird. And if I go to my inventory, type bird, bird, spawn bird, raw bird. So you could also change the colors of the spawn eggs, the textures, things like that. Lots of things you can change. Cool. All right. So we tweaked the sounds. There is a sounds.json here, right? So this is the one that ties to, the different events in game. Can one change block behaviors as well? Oof, that is a super new experimental capabilities, customizing blocks. And Jig has his Simburbia map that was free. I I don't know if it's still free or not, but the I got it when it was free, so has lots of custom blocks. I haven't messed with that too much just yet. Okay, let's do something with animation, because I think that's another good aspect of the entity. So if we go into our creeper and creeper here, animations, creeper head, creeper legs, creeper swelling. So these are animations that already exist. Let's go into Blockbench, and oh, look at that. Yeah. Where's my animations folder? File. Close. Open. Do I have to do it as a project? That's strange. So development resource, Franken, entity, creeper. All right. Client entity. I misclicked. Yeah, the empty block being able to keep certain items when a player dies. So that's interesting. The block can keep certain items, so player dies with clear command. Don't disappear. Interesting. The amount of creator features being added to Bedrock is astounding. Like even now, like the commands when you try to type what you were used to, there's a new command that gets in the way, which is totally awesome. So let's go back to resource pack, models, entity, creeper. There we go. Import texture. Models, entity, no, textures, entity, creeper. What are we doing? Where have we gone astray, my friends? Okay. Development resource pack. Franken. Models. Entity. Creeper. Yeah, this. And I said import. Okay, there we go. Wish there's a place where Microsoft listed all the creator updates they add. That's a good question. I'm not sure what they have public facing on that, so I can't really comment at the moment. It's not giving me the animations. Why? Export, save model, preferences, key bindings. I'm looking down here. Project, Bedrock Legacy model. All right, so let's do new Bedrock. I bet you that's our deal. What if we save project as? No. All right. So I'm going to say file, new Bedrock model, and we'll call it the creeper. 64 by 64. And I'm going to file, save, export, block geometry. I don't like that. Don't like that method, my friends. Okay, we're in what we call a snag, a little bit of a snag here. I'm trying to get this. Okay, let's see if we can go into the code and look at that model definition, see if we can't hack something there. Entity, models. Aw, I'm buffering a lot. Darn, buddy, that's your excuse for not helping me out. You like watching me squirm, huh? I get it. I get it. I get it. Format version 1.8. Cow 1.8. Yeah. No, not just you. Maybe it's me. I don't have the best internet in the world. So it could be me. Could be me. It could just be the fact that I'm not doing anything interesting right now. You know, that could be the problem as well. So, we have our texture or geometry creeper. I'm going to instead. We might have to save the animation for the next one, for the next custom entity, which is a little bit sad. I was looking forward to tweaking. Oh, convert project. Yeah, that's what I was looking for before. Open model. Studio. And let's see if this convert exists when we open the model. We'll give that a go. But we're heading into about an hour's time here. I don't want to take too much time today, but there we go. File, convert project. Yeah, come on, baby, confirm. So yes, Jigger Bob, your maps are amazing. They are astounding. And a beast. The dude's been making these things for so many years. So many years. So I'm going to save it, Creeper. You're going to exercise. Take it easy. All right. So, yeah. So now that I have that saved, convert project, make sure, no, we're already in there. So now I'm going to close it. If this works, that'll be super interesting. Open model, Creeper. No. Interesting. Interesting. Because, oh, preview, tar. It's not animate anymore. Okay. I don't know why I couldn't find that. Okay, so we're going to import the animations. Import animations. We have to edit that whole chunk out of me being lost, not noticing the preview page. Preview is your animations now. So we have com.mojang, resource packs. Okay, now we're going to go to animations, creeper, boom, open. Okay, so now we could see the different creeper animations. Let's stop that. Stop that. Right. Let's see here. Body. Legs. If I right click here and say bring up all animators, it should show all the different keyframes that exist. If I click on this keyframe, okay, you could see that there's a variable rotating, right? There's a variable that's kind of running the show on this one, so that's not going to work for us in this preview. So I'm going to add animation, and we're going to call it the halo, and we're going to make it looping and snapping. I don't know about snapping, but we'll leave it. Anytime update our blend weight. So if we go to the very beginning here and we select, our halo's in the head cube. We needed a separate bone. So if I go in here and create a new group and put the halo into the group, call that halo, right? Now we should see the halo. There it is. We'll mark it keyframe on the rotation right here. And then like say about 1 second later, we will spin it 360. So you could see here as I start to turn this, we have our, let's see, my keyframe. Yeah, here's the rotation over on the left, minus 70. So if I just say like minus 359, should spin around. Cool. All right, so what we have to do is we have to save our model. I'm going to Control S, and it's going to, that's wanting to save the animation, which we do have to do as well. So I'm going to go Export, Bedrock Geometry. I'm going to replace the resource pack, Frankenpack, model, entity, creeper, .go, replace, yes, incompatible format, overwrite. Oh boy, that's a fun warning. And then we're going to go into the preview and we're going to save this animation and we'll call it, where are we going to put that? And I really want to put it in the animation for the creeper. Let's see if that works. Animations, creeper. Is it going to save all of them together? I'm not sure. Let's hope that it saved all of them together as a group. All right, so we need to, now that we did that, we need to define like this animation to actually play. Where'd you end up finding the original? You know what? The original ones were in the preview tab. Me. I was looking for the word animate. The preview was, it just ignored it. It's that tab. It was always there the whole time. So who knows? I wish I could go, if I could turn back time. You're welcome. A little share for you guys. A little share. Okay. We're going to, my stream died. Yeah, see, it died right at the point of, I wish it died through the other part. Maybe it did. So we're going to go into our entity, creeper. And no, not the model. Not the model. Go into the entity, creeper. Okay. You see how we have animations? We're going to copy and then paste. I clicked on the number, which selects the entire line. And then I copied it and then I pasted over top of it because it was selected, and I pasted it again, which pasted another one. So now you can see I have two. We'll call it Creeper Halo, and it is animation.creeper.halo. I didn't really check to see if it had, I really should rename this. Rename Halo, save, and then we'll save it again. Okay, cool. So we could end in a blaze of glory here. So the animation controllers decide kind of like what animations are happening. So you have some pre-animation calculations that are being done. We're not going to get into that. And then you have the animation controllers. And so legs, animation creeper, controller, animation creeper, legs, controllers, creeper, controller, animation creeper, legs. So the animations, we can say, comma, quote, creeper underscore halo, and see if it'll run those two by default when the legs are moving. See if that's making sense. How's everybody doing? All right, well, we got to wrap it up here in about the next 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you guys for joining. You could post any questions in the comments on whatever platform you're watching. But again, we're just kind of hacking around with the resource pack so we can get familiar with all the things that are possible. Let's see if we run into anything successful here. Interesting. Hello, chickens. We're in creative mode. That's good. We need that. Creeper. Hey, would you look at that? How awesome are we? Yes. It's animating full time. It's interesting. So, you know, if you're thinking of an animation, you're thinking like, okay, I want this animation to work at a certain moment. So animation controllers are good for saying like, okay, I need to be doing this now. And if this, that, or the other thing happens, I need to stop doing this and start doing something else. And that's the way the animation controller is configured to, at certain events, trigger specific animations and then be able to turn them off and switch to, look at this cute little chicken looking at me. And then switch them off. So that's the job of the animation controller. We're not going to get into troubleshooting that. I think we should celebrate the fact that we have this creeper with a halo in the water. Pretty cool. Does anybody want to see anything else before we sign off? I had visions of like doing so much more stuff, but I think this is actually like really good what we did. Let's look at what's kind of left. The UI, I'm not going to mess with the UI. It's fun to kind of mess around with it. It's a little bit more intricate to mess around with, and it's also sketchy if you're doing anything that you want to publish. I have published some things with some cool UI changes, but I don't think we're going to get into that just yet. That could be an advanced session. Okay, it's a lot to take in. Yeah, it is. That's why we got the video on demand. And again, like we're going to decide what we're building on Friday from scratch, which talk about a lot to take in. Like imagine if we had to code all of this ourselves. I have one idea here. I want to go into the blocks file, and you could see here it's defining like the textures of the blocks. So if we look at like a barrel, first of all, it has a wood sound. So that is the sound that'll play is related to wood, which is probably defined in our sounds JSON, what wood means. And then we have north, south, east, west, up, and down. So let's just say up. Let's say we change that to grass. And just to be safe, I can search for, do a search, and we have 48 grasses, sound grass, grass carried. Okay, there we go. Grass carried top is the texture. So I did a search. I found the block definition for grass, and its upside is called grass carried top. Okay, let's go back to that barrel. So we're going to save that. And I'm going to see if we can, if this makes like a disguisable barrel. We put it in grass. Show, save, and quit. You do have to quit and go back in on this one. If we're successful, I think we'll call it quits. Call ourselves victorious and move on back to work. Okay, cool. So let's clear /clear and then give me a barrel. And oh, and look at that. That's cool. That's interesting. So the biome affects. Do you mind pooping your egg out right in front of me while I'm trying to explain this? I believe the color mismatch is because the biome that you're in affects the color of the grass, and it's not working for our barrel. But if we right click on this grass here, cool. There you go. That's what we did. So that's how you can kind of retexturally go in and change those files. You can also create new files, new textures, add them to different parts of your blocks and custom blocks. There's so much more. Like that's that's further on down the line. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining. This was a lot of fun. I think we were victorious. I appreciate you for joining me today. Stick around for the next one. Make sure you're subscribed, share it, look for our Twitters, and pass them on to everybody. We're building to the point where we can build all this stuff from scratch, just the way you kind of do when you're building stuff for the marketplace. Part of why I'm doing this is because I want to train the people on our team, as well as being able to train other people as well. So it allows me to kind of share my knowledge with everybody, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for your help, Jig. Dan, I don't know. You were just kind of chilling back there. That bourbon must have been really working for you. So probably already asleep in different time zone. But anyway, thank you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye. You're there. Later, dude. We'll catch you.